Yo guys, what's up? Before we get started in the video, I just want to tell you that Jesus loves you, and that's all. Alright, so I'm sure we all know the T-Rex, right? But there's something about it. Like, I'm sure we've all seen the movie T-Rexes like in Jurassic Park, but it is actually so much scarier than you thought. I have like a ton of stuff written down. But basically, for the background, I'm just gonna give you some pictures of accurate T-Rexes and stuff while I yap. Okay, so first point is its bite force is actually much stronger than we even thought. Okay, so basically, the base bite force that scientists like kind of collected, I guess you could say, um, was 57,000 or 64,000 newtons, and that is like, let's say if the T-Rex was just casually standing and bit. Kind of like if you were just standing and you just punched. You didn't really have any form to it, you could say. Basically, if the T-Rex put its body, like, you know how when you throw a punch, you like lean into it? Yeah, if a T-Rex basically kind of just did that similarly to its bite, leaning into it, maybe on an ambush or something. It would have time to lean into it and prepare for the bite. It would go up to 200,000. Yes, 200,000 newtons. So let's say it had time to prepare, catch something off guard, and it kind of just charges up its bite and puts its whole body weight into it. It can literally smash anything. Like literally anything. So yeah, that is pretty crazy. But what is also really crazy is the fact that T-Rex, I'm sure you've heard this, it was super agile. So actually most of the dinosaurs like Giganotosaurus, a lot of people would like, "Oh, but doesn't it beat it?" Well, no, not in real life, only in Jurassic World. Um it actually had 2 times better agility. So that doesn't mean that it could run faster. That means turning, maneuverability, like reaction time. It was 2 times better in that aspect. So with any carnivore, it would most likely get the first bite in. And, that kind of is really all you need to win a match. Getting the first bite in can really alter the match. So, what can we conclude from this? Well, you can take the normal bite of it, you know, what they usually say, and then the maximum bite force that it could ever get, leaning into it, landing a perfect bite. So we can kind of go in the middle, and I would say 130,000 newtons is pretty fair. So if we take that, that's about 29,000 psi bite force. So, if you just round it up, because maybe something is a little bit off, all that. If we round it up, we sum it up to the average bite of a T-Rex was actually 30,000 psi. And I'm not just, making all this up. I have, like, researched into this for a very long time because T-Rex is my favorite dinosaur. And it is all true. I mean, at least what I got. If you search it up, it's 64,000 newtons. And yeah, I mean, if it's just the facts. Like, I've asked AI, which has all the access to all the internet, everything, like literally every single site. And it said that yes, if a T Rex leaned into its bite, it could go up to 100,000 to 200,000 newtons. So that's why I kind of lowered the in the middle. That's why it's not 150,000. But, anyways, now that we have absolute proof that its bite force was actually much stronger than we ever thought before, actually in the wild, if it was moving around, which it would be more mobile than just standing there and bite at someone or something. So, we've already established that if anything came after it, like, it not came after it, but let's say if it was in a fight, and the only thing that is said to have rivaled it in the carnivore kind of genre, the Giganotosaurus, it couldn't get the first bite in. it had 2 times better mobility, as I said, than any like big carnivore like itself. So nothing could really, nothing could compete with it. Okay, so I'm putting up some just me playing the aisle so that you guys aren't bored of me just showing the same picture over and over again. I'm a beginner, so please ignore my inexperience in the aisle. Anyways, so we talked about its mobility, its agility, that it was the best out of the large carnivores, and that it had an immense bite force that we never really would have known. Now, I don't want you to take my advice like bet on it for $1 million or something, because I'm not a paleontologist. But I also wouldn't say that I'm not super unreliable, because I've all the information I'm telling you I've gotten from real sources that have stated this. I'm not just making this up, like I said. But on to the next point. So this is highly debated, but in my opinion, hang on, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. So in my opinion, I would say that the T-Rex possibly could take down large sauropods. Now, this is kind of a theory here, and this is the one thing that I would say you shouldn't bet on, but it is also like it's kind of out there. But here's something I would say that is in the realm of possibility. So, I think a T-Rex could actually be favored in a fight. And this is why. So, basically, let's just use Argentinosaurus, the largest you could get. Patagotitan, I don't know. From the last information I've heard, like that's really, I think we only have one bone of it, the paleontologist or something. I don't know. Argentinosaurus is more well known, more researched. I'm almost certain about that. I'll just use it. Anywho, I don't know why I said that. Okay. Anyways, so the Argentinosaurus bone was like proven to be around the same durability as a car. So I also asked AI because I thought it would be really fair, because AI is like has all the access to the internet, everything. And it also can also like speak for itself too. It's not just gonna agree with anything on the internet. So I thought it was the perfect thing to ask. If you have any better sources, just type it in the comments. But um my next point, so the Argentinosaurus leg is comparable to a car because a truck, well, I guess a truck, because apparently a truck was hauling it and it fell and it, like, the truck crashed or something and the Argentinosaurus bone didn't break. It's pretty complicated, but what I got from it was that the Argentinosaurus bone could take the pressure of a car and was as good as a car. That's what it said. It said to some, it was like, yes, the Argentinosaurus is leg bone is as good as a car. So, um, we've seen in tests. Whoa, this is really laggy. Well, I'm just gonna play it back so it's not laggy. But anyway, what we've seen from tests, what they've seen, I'm saying we like I'm in the paleontologist field. What they've seen from tests is that I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain, like 99.9. Actually, I'm 100% certain that the T-Rex, they did like a test and they basically made like a SUV out of giant metal frames. So it was arguably like harder to crush than a car. And just using like not even the T-Rex leaning into it, just using a hydraulic press in the shape of a T-Rex. Just a normal just clamp down. No special stuff like the T-Rex would do in real life. It crushed the car. So Argentinosaurus, like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, it crushed the car, so it could crush the leg. No, there was skin, there was tissue, there was muscle, all of that stuff. What I'm saying is the T-Rex was a very patient killer. I'm not just gonna go out there and say like, oh, it could win because it's T-Rex. It's no T-Rex. I'm you know it had the, I think it's called the cerebrum. So it could learn from past experiences. It was one of the most intelligent I think one of the most intelligent animals like ever. Definitely one of the most intelligent dinosaurs. So it's patient enough to wait for the right time, and it knows the threat of the tail, and if it gets stomped on. I think maybe it could take days, maybe hours. And a T Rex in the wild, no, wouldn't go after an Argentinosaurus, but that's why this is a theory. It could take one down by biting at its legs multiple times and being very patient until the legs would start to give out. Now, I'm not going to say the T Rex wouldn't have any severe injuries. It would definitely have broken bones from this. I would say that it could kill the Argentinosaurus, but severe traumatic injuries to the insides would probably take it out a little bit later. But, the T Rex would definitely be injured, but I would say if it pulled off what I'm saying, not that it would even go after a large sauropod like that and not risk it, because it's not like real life was a movie. Like, the T Rex doesn't care. But basically, the point is, if it ever did do that, like it was hungry and it had no other choice, it could definitely, in my opinion, pull that off. And all of this is researched, and uh, I I know I'm using a lot of AI stuff. So if you guys want me to use something that you think is more reliable, but that was the best in my opinion, basically, I had a like 1 hour long debate that was really crazy with ChatGPT, and I told it to be very biased on the Argentinosaurus side. And we had a 1 hour debate, and in total, I told it to sum it up with everything we've said, not being biased towards the Argentinosaurus, not saying like, oh, like an Argentinosaurus fan. But I told it, like, don't let me easily win this argument, but just tell me what you think in the end conclusion, honestly. And it said that all in all, the T Rex would have the edge in a fight. This doesn't mean it wouldn't be severely injured. This doesn't mean that maybe after it would die. But all in all, it would win the fight and probably survive, you know? But it's not in. It would definitely be a very close fight, not a blowout at all. Not like T Rex wins, It would be very close. But anyways, uh, you know, I think that just proves that T Rex was so much scarier than we even thought. And like, honestly, if the movies were more accurate to real life, it would be even more scary. Honestly, because T Rex had like, I'm pretty sure, vision that was better than birds of prey today, like hawks, and smell that was better than most things, and its hearing could pick up low frequencies. So it's like it could be communicating with other T Rexes while you don't even know it. Like stuff your ears can't pick up. Only stuff that like sends rumbles through the ground. And it wasn't going to be roaring at you. It was literally going to be silent, hunting after you. And all you can go off of is vibration, if it even makes a noise. But yeah, all in all, I think the T Rex wouldn't lose to any carnivore. It was undoubtedly the king of carnivores. And in terms of sauropods, it's definitely very close. And honestly, even if someone absolutely smashes my theory in the comments, I still kind of think it's just like, why compare? Because it's literally a 70-ton difference almost with the Argentinosaurus. So what is like, why compare if it's literally not fair for the T-Rex? But that's just a theory. The main thing I want you to take from the video is that its bite force could smoothly, like butter, cut things, or not cut, but like literally crush things that were a little bit smaller. I'm not going to say, oh, it's going to crush a Giganotosaurus in half or a Triceratops, but it can crush smaller, medium-sized animals in half. It had a stronger bite force than we thought, and almost nothing could get the first attack in on it. But yeah, guys, have a great day. Never give up. Jesus loves you. And I am willing to debate in the comments in a good debate. And I'm not the type of person to just be like, ugh, I'm done with this. Or like if I start losing. If you can convince me, then yeah. But I will be heavy on the T-Rex side because I will be honest, I'm a little bit biased. I do like the T-Rex. So, yeah, but like I said, I'm not making any of this up. I've researched it for a couple months, and T-Rex is much stronger than we ever thought. That's the main thing from this video. Alright, see you guys, and just hit that subscribe button, because I haven't got a subscriber in like a month, I think. Wait, that actually kind of sounds like, uh, just ignore that. Just hit the subscribe button, alright?